Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome one more time on the Wednesday night Sequoia commercial training. So have not been on the platform for the last 2 weeks. I was out and just so good to be back here to see everybody. For the longest time, we have been talking about many different type of fundings, the markets situations. We have many different lenders, advisors that came on board to talk about different products and so on and so forth. So those are all good informations. But one thing that I know is that, hey, information is just what I call potential energy. Potential energy means that, hey, it has the potential to do something, but actually it's not doing anything. What we need to do is to turn that potential energy into what we call kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is what? It's actually things that is happening. It's moving forward. You're seeing the results. You're not at the same place. So that is why I want to talk to everyone about the Sequoia platform. Hopefully by now we have been talking about commercial fundings, commercial loans products, so on and so forth, for many months already. But what good is it? Ask yourself, right? What good is it if you know about all this knowledge, but you cannot turn the knowledge into wealth, into profit? That is not fun. So, but however, how do you actually make it in the commercial lending world? This is a totally different industry. It's not like real estate or loan or mortgages or whatever that might be. It's just totally different. So a lot of our agents, when they come in here, yes, they love to learn about commercial lending, but yet they have no idea, where do I start? Where do I look for my clients? How do I build this business? So on and so forth. And that is what I'm going to talk about today, to share with you how I got started it. Now, I have been in commercial lending industry since 2000. Well, put it this way. I have been in the lending industry since 2006. I started out as a traditional loan officer, doing 1 to 4 unit primary residential purchase and refinance, just like most of the loan officers out there. I got into commercial lending actually sometimes around 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And ever since I came into commercial lending, I never looked back. I saw a world that is totally different than what I used to see, and then what the textbook teach me. It's just not the same. It's just like, imagine one day you live in a country outside of the United States. Let's say in China, where I came from. And people will keep telling you that, oh, America is so good, America is so good. But you've never been to America. All you can imagine is based on your current situations to imagine how good is it in that country. Until you actually land here in the United States and live in the United States, and all of a sudden you look back and say, wow, man, this is a dream country. This is a dreamland. It's totally different than where I came from. So same thing as commercial lending. When people never get into commercial lending, they don't know how good commercial lending is. Yes, they know people make a lot of money in commercial lending, but how much? But how do they make money? Where are these people? So what I want to share with you is how I started it. Now, obviously, it's just my own personal experience. It might work, it might not work for you. So you have to look for your own. You have to explore yourself to find out what is the best way to work for you, and what is the best product that you would like to promote out there to make this thing work for you. Okay. So before I talk to you about how I got started, I want to recap what commercial lending really is. Still, a lot of people still don't have any idea, still have a very confusion about what is commercial lending. Oftentimes I have people come to me saying that, oh, Alan, I got this person would like to purchase a single family home. He wants to purchase it to live in. That is not commercial lending. That is for primary residential. You buy a property to live in. That is not our business. But I want to give you a little announcement right here. We set up a new branch already that is specifically for people who's interested to provide funding for primary residence and to become a loan officer. We will teach you, we will set up classes, and we will teach you how to get your license. Yes, in primary residence, you need to get license. Commercial lending, you don't, okay? So first thing that we do not do here in Sequoia, our lending, is that we don't deal with anything that's primary. We also, oftentimes, we have people come to us saying, hey, Alan, I have a client that has a great idea. He can do this and this and this. If you can give him $1 million, $500,000, and this is his business plan. So another thing that we do not do is we are not an investor. Okay, we are not an investor, meaning that we do not fund people's idea. We give funding for projects. We give funding for business that is already in operation. So that is the next thing that we do not do. And also, there are so many clients that come to us saying, dealing with nonprofit, church, nonprofit organization, and things like this. Can we fund church? Yes, we can fund church, but that is not our business. And it's very limited lender out there that we know will fund churches. It's just because, again, we are a business loan. Most of our loans are business related, is for profit, right? So what exactly do we do? So let me recap with everybody that the things that we do the most. We do a residential investment property, okay? Investment property, 1 to 4 unit, mixed use. We fund a lot of these properties. Now, there's a wrong concept out there. A lot of people think that, okay, you only do commercials, meaning that you only do warehouses, apartment buildings, and so on and so forth. Yes, that is true. But we also fund single family homes, residential properties, as long as that property is an investment property and client purchase it using an LLC. So that is the one type of funding that we do. We do a lot of business loans, buying businesses, expansion, purchasing business, so on and so forth. So that is commercial. We also do a lot of hardcore commercial properties, warehouses, office buildings, shopping center, retails, you name it. We see inquiry coming in like this every single day. What else do? We do equipment fundings. Somebody that already owns a business. Now, when I say equipment funding, it got to be a brick and mortar business. If somebody that work from home and saying that I need to buy a computer, that doesn't work. That is not equipment. What equipment is that? Think about this. Equipment, I would tell people that equipment funding, the equipment that we fund is something that you cannot bring home easily. For example, let's say you're a doctor's office that you need to get an X-ray machine. Can you bring it home? You cannot, right? So it stays in that place. You are a grocery store. You need to purchase a refrigerator. You don't bring that home. That is equipment, right? So equipment funding, we can do equipment funding that including heavy equipment, meaning trucks, trailers, food trucks, so on and so forth. So that is, we can fund a lot of those. Buying land. Yes, we can fund land, but land is not the easiest thing to fund these days. And quite frankly, it also is not the most popular asset out there from the lender. A lot of the lender used to fund land, and now many of them pull back on this type of assets, unless it's in a very hot locations that they like. Other than that, I would normally, when people come to me saying, hey, can you fund land? And I will ask them, what do you use the land for? What is the land for? Okay, if they saying that, okay, I purchased the land for construction. Beautiful. I give you a construction loan. That is what we're talking about here. I'll give you a construction loan, because on a construction loan, I can give you funding to purchase the land plus the vertical construction. Okay, so that it's the ideal situation. if they just come to me saying, hey, I just want to buy a piece of land, I don't know what to do with it, and I just like the piece of land, can you do it? Yes, I can do it, but most likely I can only fund you about 20, I can fund you about 40, 50% max on that piece of land. Why? Because land is something that do not generate income. It does not generate any income, and you still have to put money into it every single month. Okay, so that's why the lender do not want you to leverage the land that much. So definitely construction is a much easier ways to do it. Now, we are funding a lot of construction these days. And I looked at my pipeline right now. I would say at least 30% of our business right now are construction loans, whether it's building a single family home or a few single family home or mixed use apartments, resort. We are funding a $50 million resort right now, and I think we are getting very close to getting a term sheet for that, for that project. So somebody's going to be very, very happy. Okay, the loan officer that bringing that deal, you know who you are if you're in this call. $50 million. We are charging 1 point. What is 1 point of $50 million? That is $500,000 commission that we are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So again, you know, I mean, it's not close yet, but we are getting very, very close. So construction, definitely. And pretty much on a day-to-day basis, on a daily basis, we have clients call us. We have clients call us that they are builders, or we have agents that call us that they know some builder. And today, I'm not sure it's Dimitri is on the line. Yes, I think he's on the line. He just run into a lady who it's a real estate agent, and she knows a lot of builders, and she has no idea where to look for funding. So again, construction is it's definitely one of the hardest thing out there. Regardless what the economy looks like, people are still building out there, especially single family home. Okay, what else do we do? We also do working capitals, meaning that, you know, these people, they already have a business. They need money to expand their business. They need money to they're not using it to purchase equipment. They just need the money to, let's say, purchase more inventory, to do payroll. They use the funding to rent a bigger place, so on and so forth. So working capital. And yes, we see a lot of inquiry on working capital these days. I would say on a day-to-day basis, we receive at least between 20 to 30 inquiries for working capital every single day. Okay. Many of them are very easy to find, especially the business that has 2 years in it, already, you know, operating in for 2 years, and they have good cash flow, and they're looking for working capital. You can get approved very, very quickly. What else do? We do unique assets, RV park, okay, mobile homes, so on and so forth. I put luxury loan right here. Yes, we can do that. But again, we have not, okay, put it this way. All these years in my life that in commercial lending, I funded one boat. It's a commercial purpose. This gentleman purchased a $2 million yacht. The reason that he purchased it is it's not just for himself. A lot of people think that, okay, you buy a luxury yacht is for yourself. No, they don't do that. They buy a luxury yacht and they charter that yacht for parties, for corporates, that people come in to have parties, to, you know, have a good time and things like this. So actually, he's making pretty good money out of it. And we also had a gentleman not long ago, about 2 months ago, came to us, and he is in the aviation business, and he is a pilot, and he wants to purchase an airplane for his school. So again, we can definitely do something like that. So again, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Now, all these are commercial loans. All these, as a Sequoia member, I want you to know, because I see a lot of agents that join Sequoia because they only want one type of loan. It might be an equipment loan that funds EV stations, or it funds, food truck, whatever that might be, or they're looking for just truck loans or gap funding, whatever that might be. But in Sequoia, you have access to so many other products, which I just share with you some of them. And there's the reason that we provide so many different products is because there's so much needs out there from various different type of businesses, clients, whatsoever, that they need this kind of funding. And don't tell me that you don't know a business people that needs funding. They're over 30 billion business here in the United States. They're approximately 3. Well, put it this way: there's so many small businesses out there here in the United States. You walk out any street, any city, you see small businesses, and they all need funding. Now, when you come into Sequoia, what do you want to do? A lot of people asking me, hey, Alan, how do I find my first client? How do I get myself named out there? So the question for you that you have to be very, very, very clear today. When you come into Sequoia, what do you like to do? Do you want to become a salesperson here in Sequoia? Or you want to own a commercial lending business? Just like when you walk into Keller Williams, you can become a real estate agent. You walk there by yourself, one-person show. Or you can walk into Keller Williams saying that, hey, I want to build a team in Keller Williams. I want to build my own empire in Keller Williams through their platform. It's totally up to you. Same thing here in Sequoia. What do you really want to do? Now, quite frankly, I see majority of the people come into Sequoia, their mindset is that I want to become a salesperson. They will tell themselves that I want to build a business. But in reality, the things that they do, the things that they talked about every single day, it's actually a salesperson instead of a business person. What do I mean by this? When people come in here, they oftentimes they're asking for, hey, what is the best way for me to advertise? What is the best way for me to find a client? Now, if you are in any other businesses, realtors, loan officers, insurance agents, CPAs, doctors, lawyers, restaurants, I don't care. I don't care what other businesses that you are in. Every single businesses out there are talking about what? How do I get myself in front of all these eyeballs, all these people that, I can attract more clients. Why? It's because that is the nature of that type of business. They have to out there constantly, every single day, fighting for their clients. But in commercial lending, you have another options. You don't need to look for clients. And I said it many, many times in my presentation. It does not matter where I am. I always talked about in commercial lending, if you do it right, you do not need to look for clients, and clients come to look for you. If you do not believe me, okay, go to any advertisement platform. It could be what? It could be Facebook. It could be Instagram, YouTube, newspaper, TV station, you name it. Any advertisement paper, any advertisement platform. Do you see pages after pages after pages of people saying, hey, I'm a loan officer, I'm an insurance agent, I'm so-and-so, I'm the top 10% of the community, whatever that might be, right? Do you see something like this? Absolutely. You see them all over the place. But when is the last time that you see somebody out there that's doing advertisements saying that I'm a commercial loan broker, I'm a commercial loan consultant, that I can fund all these projects out there? Have you seen something like this? I bet you have not. I have not. I mean, all these years, right? So now you got to start to think, why don't you see us? Why don't you see people out there doing advertisements? It's because, I tell you the secret, it's because for those of us who know the secret of this business, we do not need to go out there to look for clients. We don't. Who are we looking for? We're looking for partners. We partner up with professionals, and they are the one that will feed you clients. Now, who are these professionals? Let me share with you. 1.2 million insurance agents in the United States of America. 1.2 million. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you believe that many of these real estate agents, when they finished up writing their policy, that client is actually a business owner? I think so. Do you believe me that many of their clients need some sort of business funding? I think so, absolutely. But just because commercial lending, it's a closed door business. They have no idea where to. I mean, they don't even know things like this even exist. All those type of loans that I share you even exist. They will just, after they write the policy, and they will just be gone. Thank you so much. Let me take your check. Let me take your policy, and I wait for the next deal. But many of these agents already know clients that need commercial lendings. Same thing. There are over 300,000 loan officers in the United States. Loan officers, 99.9% of these loan officers were like me before, where we do what? We provide primary residence loan service. We sell them a loan that it's for them to purchase a primary residence. But when they come to us, or when they go to a commercial loan officer, not a commercial, when they went to a traditional loan officer and asked them, hey, I'm purchasing a multifamily, can you do it? Anything above 5 units, most of them cannot do. They're saying that, hey, I need a working capital. I need to buy a truck. I need to buy an equipment. Can you fund something like this? 99% of the time, they would not be able to do it. But all these people are already doing funding. They already have clients, but they have no idea that, Sequoia platform exists. They have no idea where to find funding sources for their clients. How about over 665,000 accountants in the country? All these people know their client very, very well. They know which one of them are business owner, which one of them are doing good, which one of them are not doing good, which one of them needs loans. But yet they are so busy running their own business, and they forgot about, or they don't have the time to actually help their client, even though they know their client, which of their client needs the funding for it. How about 1.3 million real estate agents in the country? 1.3 million real estate agents in all 50 states. Same thing with these real estate agents. They're out there selling a property to their client for either primary residence or investment property. And guess what? Today's market is totally different. A lot of these clients used to be able to get funding from a bank, from a traditional loan officer, from a agency loan source. They're no longer able to do that anymore. And many agents are losing business just because the interest rates gone up and the underwriting guideline is tightening it up. They lost their clients, but they know they already have the resources. So in commercial lending, you don't see us to go out there to market ourselves saying that, hey, where can I find clients? All of us that been in this business long enough, we don't look for clients. Our goal is to partner up with all these 3.5 million professionals here in the United States. 3.5 million. Now, let me ask you these questions. Which one would be easier for you to find? For you to find an insurance agent, or a loan officer, or a real estate agent, or a CPA, or a contractor, or a doctor? Would it be easier to find this group of people, or to find a client? Now, obviously, I do not see you, or I cannot hear from you. But I would think, logically, it would be much easier for me to find all these professionals. Why? They are all over the place. I can see them. I can I bet every single one of us already know so many of these people. And if I don't know anybody, I can easily open up a newspaper, open up Yellow Page, go onto internet, do a Google search, and I can find, thousands and thousands and thousands of these people. And all I have to do just to start giving them a call, introduce what I can do. So imagine today, let's say you are, I don't know what kind of business that you are in, right? So let's say you are a realtor. I'm sure that we have realtors in this room. Let's say that you want to become a realtor and you just go out there to just get your license. You become a realtor. You're so gung-ho. Now you become part of, you become one of those 1.3 million people. Now you go out there, you talk to your friends, you talk to your title company, you talk to your mortgage loan officer friends, you talk to your insurance friend, you're saying, hey, John, I just got my license. Let's partner up. Let's do some business. If you have anybody that needs to buy a house, let me know. What do you think John would say? John would say, yes, absolutely. Congratulations. But where is that referral? It will never come. Why? Because John already knows 10, 15, 20 other agents like you. Why would he send business to you if you just got your license and you are a rookie on the street while he already doing business with so many other people? It is difficult for you to partner up with professionals in this industry. But yet today you are a commercial loan officer. You are a commercial loan consultant. You have access to so much money. You have access to so many different products which I just shared with you. And now think about this. Now you walk into a title company, you're saying that, John, I have access to commercial fundings. I have access to all these funding resources. Can we do business together? What do you think? I think you have a much, much bigger chance for you to partner up with John as a loan consultant or as a commercial loan consultant versus if you were just a regular real estate agent. Am I correct saying that? It's because there are not many people like you and I that have access to this kind of capital. So for the longest time, what we have been doing is to make a commitment to talk to these people, to introduce to them what we do. So when I started it, I'm focusing on one product and one product only. It's called fix and flip. I start with my career in real estate, so I know what fix and flip is. It's easy to me. And I know where to find these people. There are so many rehabs. There's so many investment groups. There's so many meetup groups out there that talk about fix and flip. There's so many RIA. I don't know if you guys still go to RIA meetup group and things like this. I used to go to a lot of those places, and I tell them that, hey, I can fund your fix and flips. I can fund your fix and flips, and that's what I do. And I make a commitment to myself. I committed to myself every single day. I talk to 5 new professionals every single day. Who are all these professionals? Realtors, insurance agents, loan officers, CPAs. I talked to 5 of them. Where do I find them? Well, again, when I started back in 2013, 14, in that time frame, I just searched the internet. I just searched local internet, the local zip code. I find out who are the real estate agent out there. You can find them very easily online. Once you find them, give them a phone call, send them an email. Hey, some will respond to you, some will not respond to you. It's okay. It doesn't matter. The matter is that you commit yourself to reach out to 5 people every single day. So now, and all of a sudden, out of all these years, and now I had a network of a few hundred professionals. Now, all these few hundred professionals, they know who I am. They know what I do. Now, obviously, we all wear many different hats. Perhaps you are a driver. Perhaps you are a school teacher. Perhaps you are, an engineer working for somebody else while you are doing Sequoia. But when you talk to these people, they don't know what your full-time job is. When you introduce to them that, hey, I am a loan consultant with Sequoia, I have access to all this, and especially right now, every one of you have your own website. And all you have to do just to send that website to all these people and let them know, hey, check out my website. If you have any clients that, or if you have any interest that to find out what we can do, go to the product page. So commit yourself to at least talk to 5 people a day. If you cannot do 5 people a day, how about 1 new professional a day? That is 365 new people that you reach out to a year. Now, let's say only 10% of those people sending you deals. Let's say you only know 300 people. 10% of them is what? 30 people. Let's say 30 people sending you deals. Let's say they all just send you deals, 1 deal per person per year. So each year you will have 30 deals. Now, I don't care what those 30 deals are. Okay. If you can close 30 deals a year, you are talking about at least 6-digit income. I have this lady, kid you not, just did 1 deal last year. It turned out to be it's a $10 million deal in New York, Rochester, New York. $10 million deal. She's a what? She's a New York life insurance agent. I talked to her about Sequoia. She came in and just happened to be that she's writing a policy for that lady that she knows in New York. And after the policy, she saying that, hey, by the way, I do commercial lending also. Do you have any needs? And it turned out to be that lady owns a building in Rochester, New York. That building worth about $35 million. And turned out that she needs the money to renovate the building. She said, yes, I need $10 million for it. Come into the system, submitted the scenario form. We spoke to her. $10 million funded. 1% out of that $10 million, $100,000 commission. She gets 46% out of it. She gets $46,000, 1 deal. So if you have 30 people that just give you 1 deal a year, you make at least 6-digit. I guarantee you that. Now, but how can you get to 30 people giving you 1 deal a year? You got to let them know what you do. Now, many of you paying the $30 a month and have your website, but you're not using it. I suggest you to go out and use it, as blast out that website. Everywhere you go, let people know, hey, this is my website. This is my website. This is what I can do. Let this 3.5 million professionals know what you do. And that is what we do. And that is why you do not see us out there to look for client, because you know what is the problem looking for client? It's very hard to close a deal if you go out there to look for client. You will get very, very frustrated. Why? It's because, again, many of these clients are business owners. And quite frankly, they might know more than you do. So when you go out there to look for a client and the client come to you saying that, okay, fine, I need $5 million for a construction loan. What can you do? And many of us will say, I don't know. Right? Unless you watch our training on construction, then you might have something to say, right? So even though you find a client that they come in, they say, okay, fine, do this deal for me, do that deal for me. But they might be shopping around out there. You might give them a term sheet, and they take your term sheet and they turn around and they go somewhere else and shop around for you. So it end up that you're doing a lot of work for that one client, and end up he's gone. And you wasted all the time, and you got frustrated saying that this thing doesn't work. Now, what if you really close the deal for that client? You just do 1 deal. That client is not going to come back, right? So which way is easier for you? Looking for client or looking for partner? Only works here in commercial lending. Looking for partner will be much, much, much easier. And that is true for all businesses. Regardless who you are, you always need to look for partners, because partner, you will refer deals to each other, you help each other to grow. So here in commercial lending, we are very, very unique space right here. And that is what I found out. And that's the reason that we set up Sequoia Lending, is just because we have so many agents that I partner up with. And all of a sudden they say, hey, Alan, can I bring in someone else to, I know somebody that needs commercial lending also. Can I refer them to you? Absolutely. And that is how the network grow. Now at the point where I say, well, instead of you referring me that client, which I don't have time to deal with it, why don't you join me and you help me out to do some of the work, help me to collect paperwork, help me to, follow up with your client, and I share some commission with you. And he says, wow, you can do something like this? Let's do it. And that is how this network expands. So ladies and gentlemen, when you come into Sequoia, if you want to just become a salesperson, can you do it? Absolutely. No doubt about this. But every salesperson, you have to work very, very, very hard to look for client. You need to understand the product very, very, very well to explain to your product in order for you to sell. But how many of us would know all those loans that I just shared with you inside out? It took me 10 years to get to where I am today to understand all these things. It took Melissa, which is one of our advisors, 20 years to get to where she is. It took Jason, one of our advisors. He will be on the show on Friday, right? It took him about 10, 15 years also to get to where he is today, to understand all these products. There's no time for you and I to become a salesperson. And no wonder a lot of us are very frustrated when we come into this industry. How come my client is not coming with me? How come I cannot find a client? It's because you might be doing it in the wrong way. I'm sharing with you how I started. When I started it, did I know anything? I don't know much about commercial lending either. I also have a mentor who teaches me. But I partner up with all these professionals. Now, what is the benefit of partnering up with professionals? Because they already have a relationship with their client. A realtor already sold a house to the client. An insurance agent already wrote a policy for their client. So the relationship is already set. So now when they refer those clients to me, the trust, the mutual trust is already there. So I don't have to, the chance for that clients to shop around, I wouldn't say no chance for them to shop around, but the chance for them to shop around is a lot less than if I would just find a client out on the street. So that trust is already there, established. Now also, I have my agents to come in here to become my partner, and he is going to be following up with this client. And now that you've tightened up the bind even more is because, again, after I talk to the client, after I give him a term sheet, and if he's not doing anything, I talk to my agent. I say, hey, John, go talk to your client. I give him a term sheet already. How come he's not doing anything? Same thing with us right now. Many of you send in the client, sending us a scenario form. We give them a term, and what happened? If there's no response, what happened? Our support team is going to contact you saying, hey, John, Donald, Paul, help me out. Talk to your client, right? So the bond is much, much stronger than if you were just out there looking for client yourself. And that's what Sequoia platform is all about. We work together to get a deal done. And the ratio is much, much, much higher than if you were just out there looking for client yourself. So with that being said, what am I trying to say right here? What would you like to do? To just become a salesperson or try to become an owner of a commercial lending company? So think about this, 3.5 million professionals out there. Don't even talk about 1%, which is 35,000. Don't even talk about 0.1%, which is 3,500. How about 0.01%? 350 people. If you cannot do that, how about even less, half of it, 150 people? You will get to it, okay? You will get to it. And now, it does not take long. It's not like any other businesses where it takes you a long time to build a referral base. It's just because, again, commercial lending is so unique. This door is open. Everybody knows what commercial lending is, but nobody knows what commercial lending is. They have no idea where the door is. You go out there to let them know. They will eagerly to join with you, which I'm going to share, which I'm going to bring up one person later on after the presentation to share with you his experience, okay? So what I would like to share with everyone is that do the right thing. Don't go out there to, now I'm not saying that don't go out there to look for clients, but know what your priority is. Looking for partner is much, much, much easier than looking for clients. And best yet, you already know there's no licensing needed. When you go out now, right now, I'm not just out there looking for client. Every time when I close a deal, now remember, many of these people are business people. They need fundings all the time. Somebody that needs a working capital, I bet you, sometimes down the road, that person will need another working capital. So once I close a deal for that client, I talk to them, hey, John, how about you join the platform? Next time when you need a loan, you don't have to come to me. Just go to the platform, you submit a loan in, you can choose which lender that you want to work with, and you also make commission out of it. Same thing with people that does fix and flips. I talk to them the same way. Why don't you are fix and flippers? You're out there looking for a property all the time. Now, once you find out, what do? You always go to loan officers to look for funding. Why not do it yourself? Come on to the Sequoia platform, and now you have access to all these lenders that we have. And best yet, you will still make commission out of it, right? So again, that is how I build up my network. And I encourage you to try this thing out. Now, yes, the truth is that you might not see result immediately. Same thing with looking for clients. You will not see a client immediately on day one. And even though you find a client on day one, you might not close a loan on day two. It still takes you time to build. So a lot of people, the mistake that they make is that once they look for one client and they submit one deal, and now they sit back and wait. They want to wait. Oh, let me close that deal. Then I look for another one. Let me close that deal. But you know what? Guess what? There's so many things happen. That deal might not close. And you got frustrated out of it. So instead, you look for a partnership. When you look for a partner, you have all these partners constantly sending you deals. And now, and all of a sudden, you have a business, not just a job. That is the biggest difference that we need to figure it out. So that is what I do. The number one priority that I've done in the past is that I look for partners, and I committed to myself, I need to get to a certain number of partners, in which I did. So ever since 2014, 15, I never myself out there look for a client. It's always my referral partners sending me deals every single day. I have people calling me up. Alan, I got this deal. Can you do this? Alan, I got this deal. Can you do this? I'm getting to a point where I don't want to do the deal anymore. And I send a deal to my advisors. I send it to Jason. Jason, take care of it. I want to build this company. But because of the setup that I built up, I have so many clients that are coming in right now. So realistically, what are the time frame that we are talking about? Realistically, if you do this thing correctly, if you keep building your network, referral network, 90 days, you will have a very solid foundation. I bet you many of us in this room right here, you're already in Sequoia for more than 90 days. And you have not yet been able to submit one deal. Why? Again, because this is a new industry. Perhaps you're out there constantly looking for clients. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're not a professional trained to look for clients, so let's say if you're a realtor, you should be able to get clients much easier. Why? Because again, I mean, you are already trained to how to generate deals. Perhaps you have for your marketing campaign, perhaps you have your advertisement, you have your Facebook, whatever that might be, to attract a lot of clients into you. But for a lot of people that are new to the industry, you don't know where to go. So I'm sharing with you where you should start. Is look for business partners. Now, how about looking for clients? Do you look for clients? Absolutely. You wouldn't. I mean, again, you don't just walk with one leg. You walk with both legs. You look for partners. You look for clients. You look for partners. You look for clients. Now, how do you look for clients? A lot of people are saying that, oh, do you have any advertisements? Do you have any newspapers? Do you have any wording, flyers for me to send out? Yes, we do. It's all on Facebook. But I can honestly tell you, none of those things works. Okay? It's out there just because people ask for it. But none of those things work. What works? It has to be you have to communicate with what you do. So the first thing that I suggest everyone to do is to have a social media business page, whether you use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever that might be. Okay. Set one up for yourself, specifically for your business. Now, it could be, obviously, I'm talking about Sequoia right here, but if you are doing other things like the realtor or whatever that might be, set one up too. There is where you communicate with the world to let people know what you do. You have to use social media these days. Now, what do you post? Whatever we post on Facebook, whatever other agents post on Facebook, repost it to your social media platform. The deals that we close, we always provide a flyers on the Facebook page and post it on Instagram if you pay attention. Okay. We always make a graphic for not every single deal. I mean, it's just impossible. But for a deal that is unique, we always make a flyer, we put it up there. Download that flyer, put it onto social media, and keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. And invite all the realtors, all the professionals that you're building onto your webpage. Does it make sense? So that they know what you're talking about, so that they can see what you have, what kind of ability that you have to closing deals, what kind of deals that you can close. So building a social media network is very, very, very important. If you don't know how to do that, quite frankly, I suggest you to, hire somebody to help you out, to build a Facebook page, to build Instagram, whatever that might be. You have to have it. Okay. In today's age, there's no excuse. I still have people come to me saying that I don't know how to use this. It's just no excuse. If you want to make it in any industry, you got to have your social media presence. So that's the first thing. When you keep posting like this, you will be surprised how many people are actually watching you. I'm on a lot of platform out there. Okay. And some of the platform I have thousands of followers, thousands of friends that, sometimes I don't know who they are. And they're just right there. So sometimes you wonder, do they even alive? Are they an actual person? You don't know, right? But sometimes I find it very interesting when I post something out there, and all of a sudden I have so many people that never contacted me before, and now start to pinging me saying, hey, Alan, you can do this. Oh, Alan, you can do that. Oh, Alan, you're in commercial lending. Oh, I have a deal like this. Can you do something like this? So it would be surprised to me that actually a lot of people are out there. It's actually watching each other, but they just don't say anything. So do this, try this thing out. Okay. Go out there and post it on your social media, and you'll be, I don't know what kind of surprise you'll get. So that's the first thing. Social media, definitely you need to go out there to do it. Now, the second thing that I suggest you to do is a meetup group. Especially their meetup group called BNI, Business Network International. There's so many chapters out there. I suggest you to at least attend one or two of them. In every single Business Network International, BNI network, there's always one person for one industry. One realtor, one loan officers, one insurance agents, one cleaning lady, one doctors, one lawyers, one because their rule is that in every chapter you can only have one person for that particular industry, so that nobody can fight for each other. Nobody can take each other's business or become a competitor. I've been to so many BNI chapter, and I never seen any BNI chapter have one commercial loan consultants. They might have a banker in there, but it's just a banker, and which is the next one that you need to follow up with, right? They might have a banker, but that banker can only do deals for his or her bank, and anything outside of her profile, they cannot do it anymore. So try BNI, and you will, again, I don't know, what kind of result you will get, but I used to got a lot of referral out of it. So BNI, there's a lot of meetup groups. go to Chamber of Commerce. You got it. You got the idea. So go to attend their meeting, and you will know every meeting, every physical meeting that you go to, most likely you are the only loan consultant in that group. That is a very, very, very powerful, marketing strategy. And it's a powerful industry that we are in. Nobody's doing what we do. Okay. Last but not least, banker. So now today, there's a lot of banks that tighten up their underwriting guideline. A lot of banker cannot do anything anymore. And they're looking for a way out. Talk to these people. Let them know what you do. So that is where you'll find your clients. But ladies and gentlemen, utilize the Sequoia business model to build a business. We already have all the commissions built up for you. We have all the levels set up for you. How are you going to, when you bring in people, we already have a management system for you. The Sequoia platform, our saying is that we need to disrupt the commercial lending industry. How are we going to disrupt it? How are you going to help us to disrupt it if you just do this thing by yourself, right? So spread out the word. You are here today. You are interesting to listen to me. And I bet you there's so many people out there also willing to listen to something like this, but they just don't know where the door is yet. So at this point, I would like to introduce a very good friend of mine. We've been talking to each other for the last year and a half already. He's down in Florida. And we never met each other, but we've been talking all the time. So today, he's here. I specifically asked him to share his experience. For the longest time, he kept asking me, hey, Alan, does this thing work? Do I need to get my website? What do I do? If I sign up people, do people really come in? I say, Dimitri, try it out. You have that potential. All you have to do just to let people know what you do, and you will be surprised. So without further ado, Dimitri, are you online?
Yes, sir. I'm right here, Alan. Can you hear me?
Sir. Please share with us your experience today.
Okay. I'd be glad to. Thank you for that introduction. Myself, I've been around funding for a number of years. I used to be an insurance agent for 22 years in Florida. And then I got involved with small MCA companies. But, I saw you and, we kind of led in, and I haven't been doing a whole lot with it. Then I got thinking about it. I want to learn the commercial business because I like what I hear and I know it works. Alan says it works, it works. So, we had a good call this morning. There's a lady in Texas and it's funny, Alan, it was a referral from a fellow in New Jersey. He's a marketer. And he said, you need to call Mrs. Parker in Texas. So I did. And we got to share with each other, Mrs. Parker and me, for the last week. I said, what do you do? And she says, well, I do commercial loans. As you do? Yeah, I've been doing it for years. And she says, I need this and I need this. And I got a guy who needs this and, all these different products. So it's just funny, Alan, when you called this morning, we were talking about the website. I had a little difficulty with it. And Alan walked me through some steps. Thank you very much for that. And she calls me. I said, perfect. We're going to do a 3-way call right here. And so I got Alan on, and she was talking to Alan and talking about all the different things and about the possible funding, that she wants to do with us. And it was just like a marriage. It was just beautiful timing. So I looked at that and I goes, wow, that's a referral system. That works great. So I've been a little lax here with Sequoia, and I like what I see. So I think, Alan, you're going to see a lot more come out of me, and I love this.
Share with the team what this lady has.
Oh, you mean as far as product?
No, Miss Parker. She has a whole network of people that she wants to
bring.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yes. Forgot. Thank you. Yeah, she's got a whole network of commercial lenders.
Agents. She said agents.
I'm sorry, agents. Yeah, she's got a whole network. She told that to me and Alan. Really, and I've been doing this a long time, and she talks. She goes to different places, and Alan, told her where he lives, and of course, she's originally, Alan, from New Jersey. But yeah, it was dynamite because she explained that she's been doing this, and she's got a whole crew of people. She's got a lot of leads and everything. So, folks, you never know where you're going to go. And I thought that was so unique this morning.
Did we try to recruit her, or she wants to join us?
No, she is going to join us because I talked to her again.
Right.
I guess Ellen, she's got a little bit of a problem with seeing. So she asked me to send back the link, and I sent it to her. So I expect her to sign up pretty soon because she's pretty hot to try to get people. She liked you very much. She told me she liked you very much. She liked the way you talked to her, and but yeah, I think she's going to come on board with us. But see, folks, you never know where it's going to lead you. Alan's right. You just talk to people. And I learned to do that, but I'm actually learning it a different way, the way Alan's teaching it now. And I think it'll be a lot easier for all of us.
Right.
So,
well, thank you so much.
I'm really happy to share this with you. And Alan, I want to thank you for all your help. You've always been there for me, and thank you for believing in me. And you'll see something come out of me.
Absolutely, no doubt about this.
Thank you, sir.
So this lady, we didn't even need to recruit her. We just showed that, hey, what we do, and she said, "Well, let me join. I'm ready to join."
Oh, she got excited. She got real excited.
Right.
She was so excited, Alan, that when you got off the phone, she called me back. She was still excited.
So this is what we can do when you talk to people about Sequoia's platform, to those professionals. We are actually adding value to what they do. Does that make sense? Because all these realtors, there's so many realtors out there that are fighting for that little market. Loan officers, CPAs, insurance agents, same thing. It's very, very competitive market. They're all fighting with each other for that one client. How do they get themselves ahead of other people? So that's why you see realtors, they are also a loan officer. Loan officer also doing insurance. Insurance agent also doing CPA. Right? Absolutely, right? So how many of these people are actually doing commercial lending?
Yeah.
Not many. So when you talk to them, they will think you don't even need to sell them. They already know that, oh, wow, if I can add commercial lending to my profile, to my service package, and all of a sudden I become more competitive than my competitors. And that is what we can bring value to those professionals. And that is why we don't even need to sell them anything. We don't need to even sell them the idea. Once you start talking to them about, hey, we can partner up to do commercial lending, and they will listen and they know exactly what you are talking about. And there will be two things will happen. Things number one is that they will refer you clients. Okay, they will refer you clients. Number two, they might partner up with you. They will bring in their client and you take the override. And that is what this business is all about. So ladies and gentlemen, where do we go from here? And that I just share with you how I started it, how to build a commercial. It's not that difficult. In any other businesses, it might take you a long time to build a business.
Hey, Alan, could I ask you a quick question?
Yes, sir.
You talk about the people referring to us, business. Do they expect to get reimbursed or some kind of compensation for the lead, or not necessarily?
Well, again, that is what the Sequoia platform is. I would love to give them the referral fee if they join us, if they join me in my team, right? So that is what this business is all about. So again, when I started it out, when I talked to all these people, yes, I do pay them a referral fee. Okay. I do, because that is the reason that they will give you referrals. But the pot is big enough. The loan is big enough. Because when you're talking about commercial, easily you're talking about $1 million, $2 million, $3 million deal. $3 million, $2 million deal, you charge 1 point, that's $20,000 right there. There's so much money for everybody to be happy, right? So remember one thing, you cannot make all the money. You have to share. You have to share. And that is what Sequoia's platform is all about. Now, a lot of people saying that, hey, now if I have somebody that refer something to me, how much should I give it to them? I say, don't give them anything. Ask him to join you as a Sequoia agent so that he can make the 46%. You make the 10% override. You don't even need to do anything.
Okay, I see.
That is what this thing's about, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a new business, but it's just a new way to get into commercial lending. And especially, it does not matter what community that you're in. It's the lack of information. It's the lack of information. How do you construct? How do you do a construction loan? How do you put the deal together? It's just lack of information that the public just don't know. We have a lot of this knowledge right here in Sequoia. And if you want to find out what we do, go to our YouTube, listen to our trainers. I mean, we are not just here to, to have fun. We are here to actually educate people what commercial lending it's all about and what you can do to utilize this tool to go out there to benefit yourself and also your community. So where do we go from here? I share with you how to build a commercial lending business. And I strongly suggest you to, again, rethink about your strategy. Why are you not able to close a deal? Why are you not able to put in a deal? Why your income is not the same, it's not increased yet? Perhaps it's not the correct way to do it. So this is all I have for today. And I see a hand by Coach Roy. Coach Roy, please unmute yourself. And by the way, Coach Roy just joined us. He is down at Atlanta, Georgia. And he's an entrepreneur. He got his own business. It's a big, huge vision. When I talked to him in Scottsdale, Arizona, about a year ago, he loved what we have. And right now, the timing is right for him to come on board with us. And September 14th and 16th, Coach Roy down in Atlanta, Georgia, has a live event where I will be flying down there to, help him to build that team. Coach Roy, the floor is yours.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. I'm glad you made that announcement, Mr. Weezy, because I was going to mention that. But one of the things I want to emphasize to everyone on this call is that I have 27 years of real estate experience, 15 years of mortgage experience. And when I spoke with Alan last year out in Scottsdale, Arizona, what I realized is that there's very, very few people doing commercial lending. And when you actually take the time to look at the company's YouTube and understand that the money doesn't have to be seasoned, that is very big in lending. When you start, some of you may be realtors on the phone on this call, you understand what I'm saying about the 2 and 3 month seasoning. And if you look in the platform and look at the loan options, they're really saying 2 months bank statements, but they're not looking for the 2 months bank statements for the income. They're trying to make sure you have the 10, 20, or whatever percent. And so I just wanted to emphasize that little point, because I don't know if all of you are in the business or do you really understand what you have your hands on. I'm so excited, I don't know what to do. I probably brought about 8 or 10 people into the business in the last 30 days, and
yep.
I don't know, as a team, we got quite a few loans going. We got one loan going for $50 million.
That's right. That's right.
It's unbelievable. I got a construction deal going. And these are just people that I mentioned that about the commercial lending, that this is an option.
Yep.
And I guess that's why Alan say, hey, you don't really need to worry about chasing down customers, because it isn't for every situation. It isn't for everybody. But it is for the person that has tried traditional financing and running into some roadblocks, but they could either put a house in their company name or their personal name. It's just unbelievable. I just wanted to emphasize that.
Thank you, Coach Roy. Absolutely. And by the way, Coach Roy is also going to be an advisor for Sequoia. He specialized in doing business credit, okay? Business credit. So one of these training night, we will invite Coach Roy up here to talk about business credit. And that's why he got the name Coach Roy. He coached people how to get business credit up there so that they can get the loan. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending another episode of Sequoia Training. This Friday, Jason will also again be here to talk about 1 to 4 unit fix and flips construction. If you have any questions or whatsoever, come online and talk to him. And also, if you have any questions for us, you don't have to wait now. Go to your back office, okay? Go to your back office under training tab, under the tab training, click on it, and you will see a tab called submit questions. So if you have any questions or whatsoever, submit the question to us. We will make a video to answer all the questions for, for everyone, and we post it onto YouTube, okay? So again, thank you so much, everyone. And I see you on Friday. Good night.
Good night, Alan. Thank you.
Yep.
Good night.
Good night, Alan.
Good night.